farm. The land is old, it bears us. We are sand, and when we die, it receives us. It is life and it is death. It is not merely the patch of sandy ground beneath your shoes if you ever visit the soils of Oka. It is not the lofty hills in Enugu where there is no water. It is the mother, spiritual essence. This is a lesson from the farm, from the bush, from a woman in a mud-stained blouse and worn flip-flops. Late one morning, after working for about 2 hours and being discouraged by the size of the tubers we were harvesting. Why are they all so small? I asked with a frown, rising from the depths with the tiny cassava I just pulled out of the ground. Mother did not answer. She was shortening some stems so she could pull out some more cassava. The sun was now high up in the sky. The dew on the leaves was evaporating alongside my strength. But it wasn't like this last year, I complained. She did not reply. Are you tired? She asked instead. I said nothing. When I packed the cassava, let's go, she said, uprooting the last cassava on the row, which looked not so different from the rest. Why are they all like this? I asked again after I had thrown all the cassava into the barrel and we started for home. Things just happen. Maybe there is no why, she said. Only the creaking sounds of the rotating wheel, the screech of a soaring hawk, and the distant sound of the spade on the earth from farms deep within the bush could be heard. Tired of the monotonous sound of the wheel, I began to whistle. One day, whoa, a woman passing just then greeted us. She was wearing a milky blouse with dried mud all over it. Nde whoa, we responded. She too looked at the cassava I was pushing in the barrel. The cassava this year did badly, she said as she picked one up between her index and thumb fingers. She examined it with the eye of a scientist, observing a specimen. So badly, even yours, Mother agreed quietly, apprehensive of a conversation with the unknown woman. Not just the cassava, everything, she said. After an awkward silence, she continued, It is Allah. Allah Adigiyama. Allah Adigiyama. Our motherland is not happy. It is the pain of the mother when her child betrays her. What do you mean? Mother asked. Our land, Allah, is the mother of life, and yet we have spat on her. We have poured petroleum on her, she said. Of all things to say, petroleum. Did they all enter your farm? My mother asked. She was referring to the spillage as a result of the vandalism of one major oil pipe in the area. Yes, she said. She continued. The evil is too much. She shook her head. We have beat the breast from which we suckle. A look of stupefaction crossed our faces. My mother contemplating this farmer woman and the philosophy in her voice. I, bewildered at the strange woman sounding like a priestess from a storybook. My mother looked sober. She too had succumbed to the power of this woman's tongue, this strange woman with wisdom in her eyes and the promise of a tale on her restless tongue. My mother reasoned, with the tone of an understanding listener. The trees of the forest are cut, leaving her bare. In turn, the terrible north wind blows through the community and uproots the corn. We pollute the river from where she drinks, so she seizes the winds. And when she releases it, it is in anger so that there is a flood. The big company booms gas into the air. In vengeance, she causes the sun to scorch us and our seeds die before they germinate. My brother did not know what to say. I tried to help. It is well, I said. She looked at me and I instantly regretted it. She shook her head and only said, It is not well, my child. It is not well. At the next bend, waving an impromptu goodbye, she disappeared behind a cluster of giant trees into a street by the right, while we stepped over the stream of water and died from a factory uphill, which in flowing down the path had killed the plantain by the way, causing Allah another child of hers.